Oh, look at this, boys. The hairstyle, the shirt. My god, we are so back, boys. And so is Ashes of Creation. It's only 1 year, or maybe 2 years at first, away from launch. Yeah, this is what people 4, 3, and 5 years away were saying about Ashes of Creation. Oh, it's gonna launch any day now. Before we start, because I know there's gonna be a lot of people pretty upset, let me just show you something. This is the Ashes of Creation map, the finished stuff. And when I say finished, I mean none of this actually is properly finished. Not even close. The Riverlands are the closest to finish. And by the way, what I have selected on the map is the dungeons, okay? 1 year away from releasing a whopping two dungeons. Yes, exciting, I know. Most of this is empty space, unworking quests, bugged everything. It's not even close to being done, okay? But this is the done stuff. The done stuff again. Here is the whole map what's supposed to actually be playable. Oh yes, beautiful, is it not? So, this map right here is effectively this location. I think this is an old map, but this is just so you get an understanding of how far along Ashes of Creation is, so there's no misunderstanding what's happening here. If we're being super generous, I mean, if we're just looking at the land masses, continental land masses, sorry, geographically correct pronunciations, Ashes of Creation is maybe 25% done. 25% done. In how many years? 10, was it? The Riverlands, the first place that was created, is not even done. And now they added an unfinished shitty desert, whatever this is, this and this. I don't even know if this is actually all playable. I have not ever seen anyone talk about it, but there's a reason, because a lot of people don't think this is ever going to come to fruition. Again, what is theoretically finished, what is promised. And I'm being kind when I say what is promised, because you see, for example, this square right here with nothing but water. That's right, on the water, as the British would say, there actually should be content. Even these tiles of water are supposed to have content on them. Yeah, so 20, if we're being generous, 25% of the land masses are finished, and none of the water tiles are finished. So, yes, I'm sure, any day now, Ashes of Creation is going to launch. I'm sure. I'm sure, boys. Any day now, it's happening.
Force Gaming, or what some of you remember him as, Force StarCraft 2 strategy, is a staple in gaming news and analysis. Force has been a steady voice in the gaming space for a decade and a half.
Oh, Jesus Christ, who is this young man?
I've got a personal anecdote involving Force, which I'll share at the end of the video. He's not super bombastic, he doesn't wade into politics or drama bait, just solid, reliable,
unacceptable for the modern day
gaming discussion. As an MMO fan, he's lightly been following Ashes for a while. He recently made some comments about Ashes in a short video he published, but first I want to address the timeline he laid out about 1 year ago.
An unreleased MMO that looks to be still at least 4 years from launch. Even just looking at streams occasionally every couple of months, I was like, yeah, it seems like this game is still at least 3 to 4 years away. Looks like they're probably...
My guess was that Ashes of Creation, by the way, is 7 years away from launch, and that was a year ago.
I'll be still another 2 to 3 years away. In fact, I'm going to just push it out further and say they're probably 3, 4, or 5 years away from like a full 1.0 actual release of the game.
After he put this video out, I made a video talking about my proposed timeline. I said he might be right, but I thought it would be closer to 2 years additional development after the launch of Alpha 2. Well, a year has passed, and I might be right, but I hope I'm not. And this tweet has me a little concerned. The game has made tons of...
I mean, everything this guy, and this is the CEO of Ashes Creation, says is concerning, because this guy is the one who threatens to sue people when they talk poorly about his game that doesn't even exist, okay? Again, this guy literally tried to be the hero by saying, I could sue Narc, but I won't. I'm such a nice person, okay? He didn't say anything defamatory. I could ruin his life by dragging him into a frivolous lawsuit, but I won't. Please praise me now. I'm such a great person. Wow. That is insane. That is absolutely fucking insane, though. So, yes, whatever Steven says, I'm going to assume the opposite, because this guy cannot be trusted at all, in my honest opinion.
Progress over the past year. We now have every archetype, navals online, functioning caravans, settlements kind of work, and we almost have every
Functioning caravans. Settlements.
race. There's still a lot of big things to do though. Every secondary archetype, castles, dynamic server gridding, freeholds, pets, story arcs, religion, auction houses.
Wait, I don't even remember when they talked about freeholds, but again, this is like the desert situation. It kind of exists, but it's not really real. You know, it theoretically it's real, but no one looks at it as finished or actually even viable. Maybe now things have changed, because no one's really talking about Ashes of Creation anymore. It's like, it kind of feels dead. It really kind of feels dead.
Secondary archetype, castles, dynamic server gridding, freeholds, pets, story arcs, religion, auction houses, etc. These are all pretty complex systems. Yeah, we don't really have any other completed zones other than the Riverlands, but I don't think that's a huge deal. I'll explain why later in the video.
Is the Riverlands officially completed, by the way? Because I don't think it's officially completed. I could be wrong on that, though.
So based on forces,
and if it is, oh man, I'm not gonna lie, I'm fucking disappointed.
Timeline of 3 to 5 years from a year ago, I think he's going to be right. Or based on the amount of things which still need to be developed, I hope he's right. I'd rather wait for these things to be properly implemented than get half-baked, rushed-out content. I think money...
By the way, this opinion, even what he's currently saying, I have heard this already many times. Because we have been in this same position with Ashes of Creation, as far as I know, for the last, 4 years. Not a lot has changed.
Will be a factor here. This leads us to the short Force put out recently. To make sure I'm not taking his comments out of context, and to not be lazy, I watched his recent streams and did my own clippings. Let's start here.
Do you have a theory on why Trepid suddenly made the move to Steam?
Money.
Oh, it's definitely money, dude. They need a cash infusion.
Which is, by the way, the fucking craziest thing. One of the reasons why I doubt Ashes of Creation is their handling of money, okay? So, from a financial point of view, unless your company is literally incompetent on fire, the fact that you're selling $200 alpha keys and you stop selling them, and your excuse for stopping selling them is the server costs are gonna be high, there's something going on there. There is something wild going on there, okay? So, the typical AAA slop game that's connected to the internet costs $60, $70, and you're like, oh no, we can't even make enough money by selling keys for $200? Bro! That is like the biggest red flag ever. Okay? If there's one thing I wish that Steven would actually explain, is how the hell does that make any single shred of sense? That, oh, the server costs are too high when we're selling $200 keys. Okay, that needs explanations. Because that is wild. And now they're going to Steam because they need... The theory is, and this is an undeniable one because everything just points in its direction, so this is most likely true. They sold the keys. They saw that the keys are slowing down, so they canceled the keys because they knew that they have already sold the 90% of all the keys that they can sell. And by canceling it now, they're creating FOMO for the next key drop. I don't actually remember if it was there the next key drop. And then after that, boys, they go on Steam because they know that after the second alpha key drop, that costs probably even more than the previous one if it did, they can now only go on Steam and get more cash infusion. They make so much money from these key drops. And you're telling me the development budget of Ashes of Creation outscales a $200 beta key that they themselves stop because they have made too much money? Like, that doesn't make sense. Okay, from a financial point of view, Ashes of Creation decisions need to be seriously justified. Because they don't make sense.
It costs a lot of money. They probably need more money. Steven is rich, but he's not billionaire rich as far as I'm aware.
I mean, if Steven cares, then he's gonna put in more of his own money, okay? If he hey, if you believe in your own stuff, then you might as well put in your own money and prove it.
And it costs a shit ton of money, and I'm guessing that they're running low on funds, or they're getting dangerously close to the point where they don't want to push it to the point that they're actually out of money. You know what I mean?
Yes, it is money. I'm not sure this is a need scenario though. Like if they don't get a ton of Steam sales, Intrepid probably won't shut their doors. Messaging from Intrepid has always been that this game is already funded to completion. If that's the case, then why bother monetizing? I'm
Yes, exactly. Also, which doesn't make any sense at all.
pretty sure it's like what Zyback recently said.
He's getting loans, and I think that if he can show that his product has a user base and there is revenue and that there's a desire for this in the market, he can get more favorable terms for his loans. He can get additional investors. If your product has people that like it, it's very easy to go
Oh, we watched this, but I don't think we watched this far because this thing actually makes sense.
to the bank and be like, look, I've got a thing. There's fucking 20,000 people playing it 10 hours a day. Like, clearly there's demand. Can I get a loan at a more favorable interest rate? Like that kind of stuff.
Also, Steven confirmed that this whole Steam thing is to get money. He said so last live stream, but pay attention to the reason he gives.
We want to bring to market not just the opportunity for people to become involved, but also from a revenue generating perspective to expand potential development opportunities with outsourcing. And Steam is a great way to do that.
Intrepid is going to be hiring
Outsourcing? That's interesting. Outsourcing is just you hire a company to do your shit. Typically foreign, by the way.
contracting studios soon.
Typically.
That's a good thing. I asked Steven about this.
Well, historically, outsourcing has been typically for a foreign labor market, but maybe it's not anymore. Who knows?
During my recent 1v1 with Vladis, while Steven was in chat. The contracting studios, bringing them in to help make stuff. And Steven, correct me if I'm wrong. My assumption is that the systems and a lot of core design features will be made in-house, and just like the asset production and like large.
Okay, so this means that what the fuck are you even outsourcing? Question mark.
Swaths of content. My assumption would be biomes and stuff will be made by these contractors.
But it's
so
like
Steven said, we build the pipeline.
Oh, so they're gonna make biomes. Okay, does kind of make sense.
And we bring in contractors to work within those pipelines. So it stands to reason Intrepid will use contracting studios to pump out points of interest, dungeons, and biomes, while the core systems are developed in-house. This is a common practice in game development. For example, AGS hired Blind Squirrel Games for the Brimstone Sands expansion. This is a much more ethical way to develop the game too. It's sad when companies have to lay off all their
I have no idea how the fuck it makes anything more ethical though. That's just a buzzword.
workers once the game is complete. Money is the reason every MMO in development fails. Here's Forstman's recent annual MMOs in development video.
This list just got a heck of a lot shorter. Over the past few months, 4 in development MMOs that I've been looking forward to have been canceled. 4.
Like Greg Street said, Project Ghost
Most of them get canceled through.
failed because of money. Amazon recently announced they're ending support for New World. This came right after what seems to be a lackluster commercial response to a decent expansion for the game. Unfortunately,
I honestly question anyone who says decent expansion for New World, okay? Everything has been shit. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, it has been.
MMOs don't grow on trees. A lot of people don't like that Intrepid is monetizing their testing. Intrepid isn't a AAA studio. Indie companies are going to do indie things. To the people who rail against Intrepid selling alpha access, how would you prefer they monetize?
So, we'd like to announce...
Steven, the schedule.
Oh, sorry.
Well, I guess that is next on the schedule. So we have a big announcement. Steven, would you like to tell them?
Yes, we are pleased to announce Intrepid Studios' brand new partnership with, drumroll please,
Ghibli
Fig
Studios?
Newton.
Woo!
The wonderful folks over at Nabisco have agreed to become an official sponsor for Ashes of Creation. So on the
Oh no, this is a skit.
inside of every 64 pack of Fig Newtons, there will be a code to input on the Fig Newton website, and once you link your Intrepid account, you'll be granted some embers.
Ooh, that sounds like a fun quest.
It does, doesn't it? The most flavorful quest with only 22 grams of carbs per serving. Also, the cooking artisan profession has been renamed Fig Newtonry. Every consumable will require one of their 12 all-natural ingredients made with real fruit.
Base,
So yeah,
I
I'm with
guess.
Force that this is about the money, but I'm not as pessimistic on my long-term outlook for Intrepid's finances. I'm also okay with Intrepid monetizing prioritizing their testing. Game integrity remains intact, and if it helps them develop quicker, so be it. Okay, next he talks about the state of the game in terms of releasing on Steam.
The game is clearly not finished. And I think it's going to suffer as a result. It's the reception that it gets when it comes to Steam.
Oh, of course. By the way, there is absolutely no world where the reception for it is good. Because think about it. Ashes of Creation, again, has kind of lost all relevancy. And most people do not have a favorable outlook on this anymore. Now, granted, Ashes of Creation still has more fanboys than Bethesda at this point, but that doesn't honestly say a lot.
I'm gonna give a Ashes of Creation.
A bunch of people getting mad in the comment sections of a YouTube video because how dare you say anything bad about their favorite game? Doesn't mean shit, really. Okay? You can be as mad as you want, but that doesn't change the majority opinions.
And on a shot, I think my biggest concern, this is third party, like I'm not super invested in the game, but my biggest concern is if what people are saying is true and it's truly not ready in its current state, that the Steam launch...
Bro's one-shotting boars. What the hell are you doing, my dude? I mean, what is this? Aren't these like level 4 boars or something? Literally, I don't play Alliance, but I mean, I think this is like... If he can one-shot crit it with a 4 to 8 damage weapon, I mean, what is going on here?
Is just going to tank any hope. The Steam launch will be people's first and last impression, and if it's a negative one... it'll be their first impression, and if it's a negative one, it'll be their last impression. And it's just going to write the game off.
Good.
And then it's just going to slowly drift into obscurity. It all depends on how good of a product it is when it comes. If it can hook people and get people into it, then the opposite might happen. And positive word of mouth, it'll grow, get better, you know. Like, I think Ashes, from what I understand, the current state of Ashes is it's got good systems and combat in place right now. I mean, like, I watch PvP videos and think it looks genuinely awesome, but it essentially lacks...
Do you? It's to me, it looks like it lacks soul, honestly. Like, the animations and stuff, they're kind of fancy-ish, but they lack soul, I would say.
Content, and everyone has to AoE grind to max level for 50 hours.
I think his overall impression of the state of the game is dead on. There's a great foundation, but not much to do.
Yeah, you see this? A lot of fancy particle effects, but kind of feels soulless to me.
Still, I've played the game for hundreds of hours at this point. The combat is snappy and responsive. It's a good experience. But other than mob grinding, there's not a ton to do. When you hit current max level of 25, all you can do is gather. The long-term vision will be dungeons, sieges, artisan professions, and arenas.
The game has been in development for 10 years or something. What the fuck do you mean long-term vision? I think we're already in the soon I'm gonna be a granddad vision stage.
But we're not there yet. Based on their patch notes for the Steam update, they're going to make leveling to 10 easier. Crafting and gathering won't be as punishing. Apparently there's better questing implemented now up to level 10, so we'll see come December 11th. In terms of Steam reviews, I anticipate them not to be great. A lot of people are already planning to buy the game, leave a bad review, and then refund it. Do bad Steam reviews mean the game is doomed?
No one's planning that. That is way too much effort. If anything requires effort, the average person is not doing it. Flat out always.
Though, is there any precedence for a game coming to Steam Early Access getting bad or mixed reviews and then going on to commercial success? There is, and I'll give you a couple examples. Ark, not Ark Raiders, you know, the dinosaur one, came out to mixed reviews for their Steam Early Access. They had messy legal battles and constant PR faux pas. That didn't stop it from a strong launch and eventually becoming one of the highest selling games of all time. Some sources say it sold 79 million copies. When the game is good, not much else really matters. Another example is Conan Exiles. They entered a Steam Early Access and got mixed reviews too. An older article says, a big advantage of going the Early Access route is if a developer is willing to take on customer feedback, either negative or positive, and work to fix the issues as they continue to build the foundations of their game through regular updates and patches, fans will mostly react in a positive way. You only have to take a look at the dedicated Conan pages on Reddit to see how quickly fan reaction is turning around from initial early and negative impressions. Conan Exiles has sold millions of copies since then. So if we take a step back here, I'm not convinced it'll matter much in the long run that Ashes gets dragged in the Steam reviews. Steam splits reviews up between overall and recent, so there's a chance the reviews are more positive the closer we get to launch. I'm of the opinion they should wait until there are actual endgame loops to do before they release to Steam, but that's just...
A lot of people look at the overall. Even if the current reviews are positive, people are going to look at the overall and say, no, this looks dodgy.
me. Force finishes his thoughts with this disclaimer.
That is the third-party perspective, not entirely tuned in to everything Ash's thoughts.
I appreciate Force's candor. He's not trying to convince you of anything other than the reality. It's easy to make negative videos. They garner a ton of views.
Oh, god damn, look at that. He's showing Kira. It's been a while, hasn't it, huh?
And you're never called a shill. Being objective misses out on the rage bait and sensationalism. The Western MMOs, which
Being objective doesn't miss out on the rage bait. It just depends on how hard do you want to go.
actually make it through development, are usually rushed out and fail. So statistically, you have a high chance of being...
That's right! We made it, boys! I told you I didn't react to this. Hello! Love you. Oh my god, we made it! Boys, we made it! We made it into the Ashes of Creation bad category of existence. This is... I would like to thank everyone who was here with our journey. I did not know this. I'm so happy. I never make the shill lists. I never make the negativity lists. Finally, the respect that we need. The respect that we desire. I'm so pumped. Hell yeah. That's right, boys. That's right. Is it the same shirt, David? No, it's different shit. Well, I would have. The shirt kind of... Is it? Yeah, no, it's a different one. Shit. Imagine if it was the same shirt. Now, that would be amazing. And look at this. See that you can actually tell the difference between the haircut and the knot. Look at this. It's so good. I'm just so lazy getting the hair. Anyway. Amazing. Oh, boys. Ah, we did it. We did it. Ashes of Creation. Negativity. Boys, by the way. This video, I'm just gonna say, this video is not even me negative. It's just the fact that this guy's arguments are shit. Okay, you can go watch that video right now if you want. This guy's arguments are just shit. I'm not even being negative. It's just this guy's arguments are pure shit. That's the reality of this. I'm not even trying to be negative. This guy's main argument was, if your opinion is negative, your opinion is invalid. I mean, if you agree with that, there's not a lot of hope, honestly. But if you're someone with brains, then you instantaneously understand. Having a negative opinion about something doesn't disqualify the validity of the opinion. So, man, absolutely, boys. We did it. We have done it. Finally, we get the respect that we deserve. Finally, we are getting in the negative shell lists, boys. This is a great day. This is a great honor. Again, thank you everyone who was here. Thank you. Leave in the comments if you got this far. Because yes, boys. This is just the start, okay? We will also someday be probably crowned the greatest of all time Bethesda hater. Listen, if we made it into the Ashes of Creation bad tier list, my god, are we making it into the fucking Bethesda ones? Literally 250 plus, almost 300 videos of Starfield bad. And I got more of them in me. I really do. Lovely.
Proven right if you're dooming on Ashes. It's going to take a while longer still, but I think the promise of
it makes me so happy. It makes me so happy.
MMO was worth it. As I said in my first ever video,
some people say this game won't release for another 10 years or that when it does, it'll be terrible.
Based.
I don't care about that. Whether it's Ashes or not, it's okay for us MMO fans to hope for a good game.
I could crash out and say Ashes is doomed, but plenty of other creators are doing that. Part of the reason...
It's your boy! Anyway, that's the end. I honestly don't really understand what was the point of Force here, but it's fine. Anyway, that was the Copium Clinic, 10 out of 10. I have actually watched him before, by the way, if you don't remember. 10 out of 10, bye!